What's going on, guys? Saturday on my porch. Y'all just want to come out here and do another quick lesson. I just had something come to me and kind of to add on what I talked to on a little bit on the last lesson. And, you know, on the last one, I had talked about how you know, when you're an empath and you grow up in these occult families, they'll manipulate, you know, matchmake, do like an arranged marriage kind of type thing, you know, to keep the empath paired up with a handler or a narcissist, especially if the empath hasn't awakened to their ability or their gifts yet. Certainly. And I had made the point that, you know, mostly empaths are female. And then the examples that I had made, I feel like kind of tie in to that. But y'all, I want to go in a little bit more specifically to my fellow male empaths. My brothers. And y'all, as a man and as an empathic man, there are certain things that we have to be aware of. There are certain traps and snares that these occult groups will utilize to get to the male empath. Okay? We have to understand that this is this business, this occult business, the dark occultists, the business they're in, it is very much a people business, if you catch my drift. And what kind of people do they love? What's their bread and butter? Children. I had used the scenario and the example of how, you know, someone will get with somebody and then mom and dad all of a sudden will just not like them, and it'll almost seem like the whole family turns on somebody and pushes them out. Well, as a man, one thing that we need to look out for, guys, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who has noticed this, okay? A lot of times this stuff will happen right after you have kids. Right after you just have your first child. All of a sudden, mama's family turns on you. And they want to push you out. Huh? Come on now. Now, if you're a bad guy, like, you know, this isn't the message for you. You know, this by all means isn't a message of like, oh well, you know, I get drunk and, you know, beat my wife all the time and I just live horribly and why'd my in-laws kick me out? No, you know, if you're living like that, then like that's on you. You know, there's you're developing your own bad karma by living that way. Universal law applies no matter what and no matter who you are. No, I'm talking about just your normal guys. Okay? Anybody ever heard of the honeypot trap? These occult groups will definitely pimp out their daughters. Okay? They'll have these families, and whether or not the daughter is totally aware of that they're being used in this way, I don't know. I think some of them are totally aware. Because here's the thing that happens. All right, I'm going to paint the scenario for you. You have your first child, and then the family is able to distort the reality and paint you as a bad father, and they can push you out with a divorce. And the state's really quick to give mom full custody of that child. And if they can paint the picture enough that you're, you know, you got some kind of issues or something going on, you're not the most mentally fit person, they can really restrict access to your children. And again, what kind of business are we dealing with? The people business. Come on now. And I'm not trying to turn this into a man versus woman thing. We have to work together. But as men, as empathic men, we have to be aware of this danger. And if you're a chosen one, and you got a big old life insurance policy on your head too, ooh. What better scenario would it be to paint you out as a crazy person and have some kind of tragedy happen, and they get your kid, and you're totally out of the picture? Because I can't think of anybody else who ought to protect their child more than a loving father. And they know that. They also know that if you're an empath, you can see through the BS, especially if you've awakened and realize that you do have the gift from the Lord. And that's what it is. And I'm going to go ahead and tie it in to what I was saying the other day about how they can keep the empath unaware when they matchmake you with another narcissist or handler. Because that's a good question. How is it they keep you asleep? They'll have you question your reality. Okay? If they can get you to question yourself enough and doubt your intuition and your discernment, that's it. That's all they really got to do. I mean, there's these programs and the rituals and things they do, and that's another layer to it. But when you can break out of the programming, guys, but they use psychological warfare to get you to doubt your reality, to question yourself, to give them the control. Okay? And so they'll pair up somebody who's got sensitivities to a narcissist. And what does the narcissist do? Talk down to you, make you think that you're overthinking things, you're just being a little too sensitive, you're in your head. Guys, I'm not advocating that like you're as an empath, it means you're right 100% of the time and that you just, you're just better than everybody else. That's not it at all. But what I am saying is that there are people who will take advantage and who will prey. They are predators, and they will prey on your sensitivities. So you have to be aware of that, and you have to know the signs and be able to see and use your discernment to realize when you're in danger. Because the sad reality is, guys, men, fellow men, sometimes it kind of seems like that's the only thing we're worth is the kids. And once you give them a kid, what else are you good for? I mean, I don't feel that way, but there are wicked people that do feel that way. And they will push you away from your child, take custody of the child, and make money off of your child in the grossest business there is. And it'll drive you mad if you let it. And then again, that just fuels the fire that they've been building. Oh yeah. So we have to be aware of that. And there are women out there that are very much aware that they're being used this way for an occult family, and they know that that's their job. They're the ones that always got all these kids from these different baby daddies. It almost seems like it's like on a schedule, right? Meet a man, fall in love. Oh, it's great. Have the first kid. Man's a POS. Get rid of him. Keep the kid. Move next. And again, I'm not trying to paint this man versus woman, because we have to work together. In the age of Aquarius, in the golden age, there's going to be a perfect balance of feminine and masculine energy. And that doesn't always just mean male-female, right? But it's a perfect balance of the two energies. And that's what we're going towards. So indeed, we have to work together. But I am raising the awareness, okay, of this subject, specifically for men. I'm a man, so I have to be aware of this. And other empathic men need to be aware of this too.